Greetings, programs, and welcome back to CK2 and episode 50. I didn't mean to leave it that long since the last episode, but I don't know, stuff just kept coming up, and then it was going to be like the third video after I came back after the Christmas break, and then of course I got sick instead, so yeah, it's been just longer than I had planned because reasons. Let's just go with that, reasons. So, a couple of things. This is just going to be a regular episode. I did think about doing something special for episode 50, but I honestly couldn't come up with an idea that wasn't just corny. I also have decided to drop the tanks intro, which I kind of use as my generic intro for a lot of things, but I've decided just to go with a cold open instead and see how that works out. I did think of maybe having some CK2 specific intro, but it's kind of hard to come up with something. It's not like this is an action-filled game exactly, so my attempts to do something along those lines, I wasn't happy with them, so I decided just to nix that idea. So, where we are at, where are we? 1287. There is war in France, but we're not going to contest it because you can see exactly how many troops Aquitaine has. And to muster the same or greater levels of troops would require me to raise all my troops, send over my retinues, raise all my vassal levies, and hire expensive mercenaries. So it would be a very expensive war that I'm not exactly certain to win because I can't land into owned territory. I have to land into hostile territory. None of these provinces are coastal. So right away we're going to be suffering from attrition. It's going to be expensive. I'm making a decent amount of gold, but actually not that much, especially at the moment. We seem to be rather down, in fact. What's costing me so much? Levy upkeep. I don't have any levies right now. That might readjust. That might be from the end of the last episode. But yeah, even if it does bounce back up a bit, any vassals I hire, and just the cost of having troops raised even, I almost said roops traised there because of course I did, it would wipe out my income. And I've got quite a healthy pile of gold at the moment, but that's not going to last that long, especially with, boats raised and mercenaries hired. So we're just going to write off the French territories. We're going to let Aquitaine have them. Hell, I would sell them to Aquitaine if that were possible, but I don't think there's any way I can do that. I don't think that is even in the current version of CK2. I'm pretty sure you can't just sell people provinces, which would be nice. But yeah. Anyway, so what I'm going to do instead is concentrate for now on England, and I'm still keeping half an eye on this. I haven't forgotten that dream. I mean, if we can reacquire Scotland too, we can get back the Duchy of Finland, which gives us back our toehold over there. So, this is it's all part of the grand plan. It still stands. The grand plan does not include trying to conquer France, though. That's just going to be a bit too much hassle. So, Queen Margaret is, we managed to stabilise her popularity. I think we've mostly staved off the threat of rebellion. If I look at the vassals tab, there we go. The dukes mostly like me. They're all positive. Some of them, I think the lowest is like 50. Yeah, the Duke of Lothian. But the rest all reasonably like me. There's some of the lower rank people that like me a bit less. In fact, the worst here is the Earl of Argyll. But we don't so much care about them. Counts aren't that big of a deal, but if dukes start turning against you, that's when things get problematic. So that's all fine. I was slightly worried about the fact that, she's Orthodox, and I'm still not entirely sure how she's Orthodox, presumably through her upbringing, but it's only -8 if you mouse over. Yeah, so short reign, -8, female ruler -10, domain too big, -10, wrong government type. Well, this is because I'm looking at the Grand Mayor of Dumfries. But religious differences is only -8. So it's really not that big of a deal. It really isn't that big of a deal. We've also got a big bump from being at war at the moment. So once that goes away, these will drop. And in the case of the Duke of Lothian, it might drop to a worrying degree. So we'll have to keep an eye on him. But although it would be nice to get rid of that, I'd have to go out of my way to try and befriend a Christian character who could then maybe try and talk me around. This would be way easier with the current version of the game, where with Way of Life, it's you can make friends with people much easier. You just choose I think it's the carousing skill, and you can try and get somebody with a theological focus to be your friend, and then they talk you around to being Christian, and hey presto, you don't have that negative modifier anymore. But yeah, although of course it's possible to make, I think you can make friends in this version of the game, or maybe you can't. I can't remember. But I don't think there's any easy way to convert unless there's something on the intrigue screen that I have just completely not thought of. No, I don't think there is. Because like inviting a holy man, for instance, or going on a pilgrimage, that's not going to convert me to Christianity, because any holy man I invite will be an Orthodox priest. So that's not much good. I'm not going to try and convert Scotland to be Orthodox Christian. I mean, I could try. It'd be a bit of a random decision to make, but no, I'm not going to. So that's fine. We're going to have to keep an eye on the vassals, though. Once that bonus from being at war goes away, some of them aren't going to like me quite as much. And this is why I think we made a law change last time. This is why I put feudal levies down to normal from max, and I'm also holding off trying for higher crown authority, because that comes also with another negative. Now, one thing that does help me is laws. My tolerance laws are at 4, the tech level, so that gives a minus 25% bonus to the malice from having a different religion. I could even hold on, because I've got 454 tech points and it's 500 for the next level. I could hold on for an extra 6-ish%. But I think we're actually going to put those tech points into Majesty, because that will help out my prestige gain. At the moment, I'm rather in the hole as far as prestige goes. Minus 236. We need to get that higher. We definitely do. And the thing is, we're going to take a hit from losing the war against France as well, but that can't be helped, because the alternative is extremely expensive. We also have some tech points available to put into economy. I think we'll go with improved keeps, because that lets me build better defences. We could also bump shipbuilding up, but we're not going to bother. We're going to hold on to those few military tech points that we have. And talking of military, well, current state of the country is not too bad. We've got about 4,300 troops I can raise directly, plus I got the 500 bonus retinue troops, so that's getting towards 10,000 troops of my own, that I can personally command, and then there's another 8,000 from vassals. And this is why taking on Aquitaine would require having lots of mercenaries. So, first order of business is fabricate a claim, or set the Chancellor fabricating a claim once more. There is a bit of a civil war going on in England, but it's a very minor one. The Duchess of Norfolk, who doesn't actually control Norfolk, but whatever, is pushing for independence, but they're probably not going to win. Castile also has some land. They've got the Archbishop or the Bishopric of Canterbury is controlled by Castile. Don't know why. I mean, Kent itself is controlled by England, and then Winchester is controlled by a vassal of Castile as well. Couldn't tell you why, so that's all a bit confusing. Oh, and the Count of Norfolk is also Castilian. So there's been some marriages between England and Spain going on, clearly, and it's ended up with some weird things happening. So we'll unpause. We'll see what happens. I'll probably do a fair bit of fast forwarding in this episode. We'll check in on the war at various times. I mean, they're just going to run rampant and siege things, basically. There's not a lot I can do about it. But, we also might have developments happening with Scotland too, and Wales. And it would be nice to bring them back into the fold. Because my hope is that through tanistry laws, we can get these people back. But as you can see, with there being now so many McJedis, there are a lot of potential people to nominate. So it's quite a long list. So Jason is on there, but, you know, I don't think anyone else is voting for him. At the moment, it's all this guy, the head of the... Or not the head of the Knights of Calatrava, but he's in the court. Does he have any particular position? I don't know. Also, what's that done to my prestige? 4.65, so it's gone up by like 0.2 from the technology. I think it was plus 19%, it's now plus 25%. And my balance is actually looking pretty healthy as well. So I should expect to accumulate a nice pile of money, whereas, you know, if I was going to war with Aquitaine, that would just drain so quickly. Actually, let's have a quick look at... yes, we lost the siege of St. Denis, or St. Denis. I don't know. Castle fortifications 4. I think we can invest in that. Of course, it won't be available in all the rest of them yet. The technology actually has to spread, but yeah, Mitford. Why do I have? Oh yeah, that's right. I've got this this barony in Northumberland. I probably could get rid of that, but it's just, I don't know. It's useful to have extra land, but I don't. I mean, I was tempted to, with the technology, to hang on for the next level of legalism, but it doesn't actually help me out. The current, oh, actually no, it would have. Going from legalism 4 to legalism 5, +2 domain for kings, and then it goes to +3. Oh, I misread that. I should have held on for that. That would have gotten rid of that penalty because it would have bumped up to 6. I was looking between these two, and it's +3 for kings between 5 and 6. For some reason, I missed that going from 4 to 5 gives you +1. Oops! Well, it's done now. Oh well. Yeah, that would have been useful, because that also, of course, is giving me a penalty. If we can mouse over. Yeah, domain too big, -10. That's actually a bigger penalty than being the wrong religion. The short reign penalty will go away, of course, over time. But... yeah, no, that would have been smarter to hang on to those tech points. I mean, it wasn't a bad investment. Getting the extra prestige gets me out of that hole quicker. But having the extra domain capability would also have been very useful. Right, somebody needs to get married. Who is this? Murik McJedi, my nephew. Let's do a quick... Is there anybody that comes with any land? Not really. There's a Princess of Carpathia available, but she's 36. And her stats aren't hugely great. She's got good intrigue, but not good diplomacy. In fact, awful diplomacy. So the rest are all courtiers and rather lower rank. Nobody that comes with a alliance or anything, but... he is only my nephew. Shall we... It looks like they've got decent-ish stats. She's got terrible martial, otherwise she'd be... Although she's a little on the old side. She's not too bad. She's not got super good stats, but they're kind of reasonable across the board. I can always sort by stats and see who we come out with. His chancellery skills and his martial skills are not bad. So those are the two where it would be nice to have those be at least decent. Oh, she's all right. Courtier in Saxony. Minus 15% fertility because she's gay. That might be. Mind you, there's enough. I mean, if we're trying to, you know, breed for stats, that's a bit of a crimp on things, really. Oh, she's not bad. She's fake Scottish as well. She's from Gaelic. She's fake Scottish. She doesn't look fake Scottish, but you know what? Just the fact that she's fake Scottish, we'll try and... Yeah, there we go. We'll arrange a marriage. That did tickle me, finding out that there's McJedi's over here in... where is it? Somewhere. Gaelic. Where's Gaelic again? Can't actually remember. Normally people would be telling me off for not keeping my attention on the war that's going on, but they have so many troops. There's no way we can beat them. I mean, well, maybe we could, but it would be damn expensive. It would pretty much bankrupt the country. Anyway, yeah, that actually has a kind of ring of historical truth to it, almost, being bankrupted by wars with France. We're going to avoid the mistakes of English kings past. So that marriage is happening. Okay, there's not much else going on now, so we'll fast forward a bit and we'll see if anything interesting occurs. So this has popped up, which is actually pretty useful. It could still happen randomly, it's just you can't kind of encourage it to happen as you could post Way of Life. So, yes, basically we are going to convert. So we can basically do nothing. We can have him put in prison for daring to talk to me so, or I can actually be converted. So we're going to do that. We're going to become Catholic, and there we go. That actually should give me a little opinion bump with everybody. So yeah, these are all now 8 higher than they were before, which is quite it's quite useful. And also the short reign thing is ticking down as well. So if I can just get rid of the negative prestige, that should help me out greatly, because there's a couple of negatives there at the moment. There's a few too negatives. I can never get rid of that female ruler malice, but the other things I can tackle. So anyway, nothing else is happening right now, so let's get back to skipping ahead. So we're a little bit further on. They've won a couple of sieges down in France, as you can see. I think at this point we can just offer them our surrender. We can just say, you can have that land and it's fine. Obviously, white peace is out of the question. I'm not actually sure if I'm going to lose prestige. They're going to gain some. I also lose one of these guys. They become the vassal of Aquitaine instead. But this should work out, and then we'll be at peace. Now that will have a negative effect on my vassal opinion overall, because we were in a defensive war, but it'll be a little while before they can do that again. Now we'll just have a quick check of my own vassals. We actually have a new Duchess of Moray who really doesn't like me for some reason. She's got that minus 25% for wanting a county that's under my control, and I'm definitely not giving her Ross, but she's also got title claimant, and I don't know if that's... Oh yeah, okay, weak claim on the Kingdom of Scotland, so that's where that extra minus 20 is from. So she's going to be one I will have to look out for. I have made a Keeper of the Swans, which gives me a little bump, but if there's going to be any rebellions, it's probably going to come from her. In fact, we can just check our factions at the moment. We've got one independence faction, which is the Earl of Foix. We don't have to worry about him. And then we have Prince Liam for Scotland, who is this? This is somebody who is also off gallivanting around with a holy order. In this case, the Knights Templar. So I don't actually know what happens if one of those factions succeeded, because theoretically, somebody going off to join a holy order puts them out of the line of succession. But clearly that doesn't matter as far as the faction mechanic is concerned. They can still try and get somebody to take a particular title, even if they've joined a holy order. That's kind of interesting. One clearly overrides the other. So we're a little further on with digging ourselves out of the prestige hole, but it's still fairly significantly down. I've also spent a bit of money upgrading... oh, there we go, daughter is born. We've upgraded the defense of Castle McJedi, and I'm also upgrading the troop capability in Tain. And this is why I don't want to lose Ross, because I've got Tain itself, and then we've got Dagobah, both of which give me a fair amount of troops. So, yeah, I mean, not quite as much together, obviously, as we get from the capital holding from Castle McJedi, but that's more or less completely upgraded. And I've been holding off the Shiltron training ground because it seems to, like, if we get, and I think I've covered this before, it seems to be the case that if somebody culture swaps the some of the culture specific things that you can build in holdings, they seem to just drop, and then you lose the investment, which is really annoying. Okay, let's go back to Tanistry messages. Nothing really worth bothering with there. Well, maybe put some more money into somewhere else. So where has the second most troops? Bamborough. What can we build in Bamborough? A keep, which takes quite a long time, but it's a worthwhile investment. We could maybe build barracks, stables. We can build a castle town there for more money. Money's not that big of a deal. I think we might go for keep, actually. Just it's one of the bigger investments in terms of buildings, but it'll be worth it in the long run. So there's been a lot of Tanistry messages. Let's have a quick look at the Tanistry succession laws. I think they're all voting for this guy still, so yeah. And again, he went off to join a holy order, and it's apparently doesn't matter in terms of Tanistry succession. They can still be nominated. So there's still nothing doing really. This is a bit of a boring episode so far in terms of exciting things happening. We've still got some French holdings. It's just Orléans that we lost with the Scottish Orthodox Count of Orléans. I suspect one or more of those things will flip eventually. I don't know. Some of this land I just gave away to like Foix and Chalon are owned by McJedi's. And Paris, did we give it to? Okay, we gave it to the I don't know. He must have. He's Orthodox as well. I don't. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that must have flipped an Orthodox character in when the previous bishop died when I took over, because I was Orthodox at that point. Anyway, Patrician Patrick of I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that. He wants to see it as a trade post. Well, we really don't care about that. Oh, also there's goings on in Scotland too. So somebody's making a claim on the throne. The Connachtan War, or Connachtian War, for Prince Ranald's claim on Scotland too. And the Duke of Ulster is claiming Gwynedd. So, yeah, Scotland too is getting a bit beat up there. That's not necessarily a good thing. Still waiting on this claim for York. I mean, we've been here before. Sometimes it takes forever and a day, and then sometimes you put it down and it happens the week after. And I'm sure I've said multiple times before that I also definitely prefer the way it happens in EU4. It's way easier to declare wars in EU4. It's way easier to manufacture justifications for declaring war. I mean, in the latest versions of EU4, they changed it slightly. You don't fabricate claims directly anymore. You have to build spy networks. And there's this whole counter-espionage mechanic that's going on as well. And once your spy power is high enough, you can then convert that into claims on enemy territory. It makes it so much easier. Whereas in CK2, it's still just dice rolling, basically. Like, if I wanted to declare a war on England right now, I'm not sure that I could. Okay, I can press a claim for York, and it's both of these are claims I don't want to press particularly. Let's see. This is a capturing guy that's in the court of the Duchess of Albany, who is 59, but do I want to have a capturing guy, like, do I want to have a landed capturing guy in my realm? Just having a capturing guy in my realm is bad enough, but having someone of House Capturing Guy with lands in my realm, I'm not sure we can stand that. And then Durham, I don't want to give the Prince Bishop of Durham more land, especially. I would quite like to have York as a separate duchy, so yeah, I mean, theoretically we could, and it would be quite a powerful archbishop. But I don't particularly want to, like, I don't know, maybe I should just save time and press that claim. I don't know. I mean, it would speed things up a bit. Ulster trying to call me into war against Scotland too, which I decline. You know what? We'll just... we'll just go for it. I don't particularly... It's far from optimal. It's not what I want to do. But I think that claim has been sat around for a while. And I'm just... Maybe I should just go for it. Maybe I should just go for it. We'll have a quick check of the ledger first, actually. See what the forces of England are like. Because it's just... We've got an excuse to go to war, and it's not the claim I want it to be. But... On the other hand, have I flicked past it? I haven't all. It absolutely saves me so much time, though, rather than just hanging around waiting. Right, they can get 15. I can muster about 17, apparently, so we can just about take them. They don't actually have a war going right now. This is a little bit risky, maybe, but we're going to do it anyway, because I want to, I just want this to happen. I'm tired of hanging around waiting for this to happen. Let's go beat up the caption, guys. So we're going to claim York in the name of the Prince Bishop of Durham, which means he will get the land, which is not really what I want, but it's it is what it is. In terms of funds, I think we're all right. We'll also raise all the county and vassal levies as well, and just bring them together in one great big army, and then go beat up the English, because that's what we enjoy doing on this show. We like beating up the English. Well, you've got to have a hobby, right? So let's get all those armies in place, and the fact that we're at war, let's hope none of my vassals take this as an excuse. We've got to keep an eye on Moray, but the fact that we're at war might actually help. Maybe it will help prestige. If I can win battles, that will directly generate prestige, and winning the war will generate prestige. So that has an added bonus knock-on effect, which is quite beneficial. Right, barracks built in Tain, which is fine. We're already getting that. Oh, we can probably stand down these. I don't need these troops down here. They're just going to be standing around doing nothing. I might as well save myself from getting negative prestige with at least a few of those. That's a very big army for Kent. Oh, that's okay. That's most of the English army right there. They've got about 10,000. That's just the English army. So that's the main army to beat, basically. So we'll start off just sieging York. We'll also make sure we've actually got some good generals. Yes, okay, that's fine. 15,000. We'll see what the attrition effects are like. And we should expect to see that English army popping up sometime soon. Now, attrition's actually fine. We'll see what it's like going through winter. But we're well inside the supply limit. York's quite a prosperous province, so that shouldn't be too big of a problem. So the armies are they don't quite know what to do, because this is a bigger army than they want to take on directly. So we'll just leave it at this game speed right now, because we're not suffering from attrition. And then maybe I can go and tackle those armies directly. But they have about the same number there if they pile them all in together. So ideally I want them to attack me and to have a defensive bonus. And I'm pretty sure with York, it has... Yeah, so they'd have a river crossing penalty if they try to attack into York. But the question is, how could I get them to attack into York? Also, apparently I'm kind. I'm Margaret McJedi the Kind. And I don't quite know what I've done to justify that reputation, but I mean, I guess we haven't executed too many people so far. So by medieval standards, it's probably, I've probably been quite a merciful ruler so far. But we've not had any rebels to deal with. It's funny though, even when you do have massive rebellions, if you go around just chopping people's heads off willy-nilly, it can almost force more rebellions to happen, because it actually has quite a negative effect. You end up being ruled as a tyrant king, even though, or being seen as a tyrant king rather, even though you might have quite a good justification for the period. So there's a new pope apparently, Pope Severinius II. What's our papal relations like at the moment? Oh, it's an anti-pope. There's a new anti-pope. The actual pope is Pope Conall III. Well, the anti-pope, will that make him the pro-pope? The posi-pope? Prope, that's a word. Pope, the posi-pope. I don't know. And if ever the two popes meet, they annihilate each other in a blinding flash of energy. Yeah, that's exactly what would happen. So, if those two armies actually grouped up, they would slightly outnumber this army here. But because this is an offensive war, if I can just keep control of York for long enough, even if they never attack me, I will still get war score. So we're just going to keep ticking along at this speed, which is fine. That's a Tanistry message. We don't care about that. England, I mean, I probably should have checked this, but I don't think England's got... what allies does England have? Just 2 vassals, so, you know, I probably should have checked that to begin with. It's always a good idea to check what allies somebody has before you declare war. I have a bunch of allies that I can call in, potentially, but... well, having said a bunch of allies, apparently it's 3. But 2 of them are already at war, and at least I think... No, he's not at war right now, but King of Scotland 2 is. And then the Duke of... or the Petty King of Gallic probably isn't interested in coming all the way over here. So, that's the second level of siege done. How many holdings are there? There's quite a lot. York's quite a prosperous province. Oh, that's not good. They've got, what is that, consumption? But that's not... still not enough to... yeah, it's lowered the supply limit from whatever it was, 20-something thousand to 14.8. But we are still below that supply limit, so we're not actually suffering the effects of that disease. That's one of the things. It's particularly brutal at the moment with... ooh, that's not good. Hello. Okay, they've finally mustered enough troops together. The whole disease mechanic that's in the current version of the game, especially when the Black Death turns up, that is absolutely brutal. Okay, we might want to maybe hire some mercenaries. That being said, hiring mercenaries would be prohibitively expensive. If I can find a relatively small... like the Breton band, for instance, that still dumps me in the negative. Right, they're minus 26. How come they're cheaper but have more troops? Unless they are normally, you know, a bigger mercenary company, but they're just recovering at the moment. Let's go with the Irish band. U2. I've just hired U2. Yes, the Irish band. And. In fact, that's going to take ages. Can we... boats. Can we boats? We might lose that fight, but if we can sort of group these guys up with fleet levies. Wait, that needs... it's like 30. This is going to be annoying getting enough. We'll need like 62 ships. Right, oh yeah, Ross can 9. Oh, they don't have a lot of ships available. That's another... oh, good grief. Okay, we're gonna have to like bring ships from all over the damn country practically. So we can get rid of, I think, that group. Bring all the boats together in, say, Ross. March the troops over to Ross. We might win that fight anyway, because, you know, I wanted them to come across to have that penalty, and I do have good generals, but I'm just throwing caution to the... no, not throwing caution to the wind. I'm doing the opposite. What's the opposite of throwing caution to the wind? There needs to be a saying for that. I'm doing the opposite thing. I'm being prudent and Scottish, I suppose, even though it's going to cost me more money. So we're winning that fight so far, actually. Oh no, we're not. We're not winning that fight at all. Okay, that's not good. These boats nearly there yet. Come on. Come on, boats. Now, the English army is likely to try and stay there to lift the siege rather than follow my army to bash them. Right, we're just gonna... I don't know, try and retreat them up there, I suppose. Get them on the boats, get them around there. Right, let's see what the damage was in terms of casualties. Really? Good grief. We lost like, ouch. We lost 8,500 troops and they only lost 5.7 thousand. I don't know how we lost so many troops when we had that defensive advantage. I don't know, maybe it was just the mismatch in numbers. That's going to be painful. That's going to be really painful. We might need even more mercenaries than that. Right, we're currently monthly balance minus 56. That's because we've got these boats raised. So I probably needn't have even raised the boats because we were never going to get there in time. I probably could have just tried to march them down to Cumberland or Northumberland rather. Oh, new Duke of Lothian. Let's see. His son plus 10. It's not too bad. Can we give him an honorary title? Master of the Hunt. Apparently we've got another honorary title to give out as well. I've already given her one. I don't know if there's Metropolitan of Paris doesn't like me very much, probably because I converted from being Orthodox. Right, give out that last title. Oh god, yes, they are trying to. Why? I told them to retreat to Northumberland. Why on earth did they stop in Durham? 10th January, 13th January. This is really not good. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone so very, very wrong. Why? 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 Yeah, they're gonna catch this army. There's a serious chance that these guys will just get wiped out. So we'll get the troops landed before that happens. But yeah, this is I don't know how we lost so many troops, and this morale gap is absolutely going to get us killed. More mercenaries. Oh god, right, stand down the fleet. Did we? I don't think we lost. Like they got badly beaten up. They are still reinforcing the retinues. We didn't lose any retinue units outright, but yeah. Who else can we hire? The Breton band, maybe. The Swiss band. That's awful expensive for only 293 men. They must be recovering manpower at the moment. The Breton company. It's considerably more men. I mean, there's the very expensive ones, but that's like most of my gold. And of course, the risk of this is if the war goes on for too long, then well, we'll see how this fight goes. We're not going to get them there in time. If we can make them bleed and then hire some more men. I didn't expect them to be able to pull out that many extra men, and then the fact that they beat us so badly is rather alarming. So yeah, the morale is telling here. The fact that they've been able to march after a beaten army like that. I don't know why we didn't retreat to Northumberland. I told them to retreat to Northumberland, and instead they just stopped in Durham, and that's kind of screwed us. Right, so we lost... Jesus, we lost another 5,000, nearly 6,000 men, because of course we did. They didn't lose hardly anybody. This war is not going according to plan, you guys. It's not going according to plan. This is ridiculous. So, who can we afford to hire? Let's go with the Breton band. Can we try and march these guys to... No, they're still just chasing. Oh no, they're going back to York. Thank God for that. Okay, the English army is marching back down to York to siege. That's fine. This is one of those times where you think you've got a fair chance in a fight, and then somehow it all just goes massively pear-shaped, and you don't quite understand why. Because I had a really healthy terrain defensive advantage, and they only had about, what, 4,500 extra troops? That might have been the clincher, but maybe their military technology is just, like, super ahead of mine. Let's have a quick look, actually. I don't think it would be. We're actually ahead in terms of heavy infantry. They're a little bit ahead in cavalry. That might have made the difference. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was the fact that they're just slightly ahead in cavalry technology. Right, that's going to be reinforcing. Monthly balance is currently minus 15. That's actually fairly sustainable. We can't do much more than that. Oh, and we have now lost actual retinue units, and I can't replace them. That's bad. That is very, very bad. I was kind of relying on that cushion of troops, of having that large retinue, and it's all gone so very, very wrong. How could it go so wrong? Queen Margaret is apparently not quite the military genius I assumed she would be, but Marshal +4. Maybe that's to the surprise of nobody. I'm role-playing, you guys. I'm role-playing. Yes. But I am really, though. I mean, I am kind of honestly a bit... I was not expecting it to go this badly. And I'm confused as to why it's gone this badly a little bit. But it might just be that combination of extra troops plus better cavalry. Right, so they're taking attrition damage in quite a lot, actually. That's not a... let's march them somewhere where there's no disease. So we need the morale to go back up. I need the troop numbers to reinforce, and it will reinforce for both the troops lost with the mercenaries, and of course my own retinues, the ones that survive, because we lost a big chunk of them. We lost about 4 or 5 retinue units, so that's not good. So this buys me some time, the fact that they've got to siege that, but I don't know. If we'd had mercenaries sooner, but I didn't think we needed mercenaries, it's just they scraped up an extra like 4,000 or 5,000 troops. And it went from being fine, it was all fine, to suddenly not being fine. So we'll put that up in speed a little bit. I don't know how much... how long we want to wait. I mean, we're at minus 26%, so it's not a complete disaster, and in terms of money it's not a complete disaster, but minus 30 now. We can't wait too long. And of course, if they've got any retinues or anything like that, they'll be reinforcing as well. Oh, Duchess of Mory's died already. Her 7-year-old daughter's taken over. +5. Can we educate her with somebody that might turn her fake Scottish? I could try and educate her myself. No, they're saying no. Could we? I can't really give her a gift, honestly. Although it's only 20 gold, it's not that much. But I think at the moment it would be prudent to hold on to our gold because we're paying for these mercenaries. We don't want the mercenaries to turn against us. That would be bad. We already have lots of bad things. Right, they're suffering attrition whilst sieging, which is... that's fine, that suits me. We're finding this province, but we're going to have to move them soon, actually. Oh, this plague being here is actually really annoying at the moment. Should we try moving them down to there? Oh well. Okay, yeah, I've got my steward there at the moment, and it's gone a bit pear-shaped apparently. Right, I need a new... let's make a political appointment and make him the Duke of Lothian, because that'll improve his opinion being in the court. So we need that disease to go away. Because at the moment that's having an effect on attrition, annoyingly. Oh, it's turned up there now. Right, okay, that's slightly better. That's starting to kick in though. Just marching this army around trying to avoid the disease, and we're going to have to go and engage the English soon because we're going to run out of cash soon as well. No, disease popped up there as well. Right, let's try and... Oh, let's just march. I can take on that tiny Lancastrian army in a totally fair fight and then hope the English engage us. Or if we march into them, that's not going to work. Right. That was a... easy. Oh, that was the trade post as well, I think. Oh, I'm pregnant apparently. Okay, that's good. We could try and force the siege. I really need the English to... we might have to take out a loan. We can do that. We have that option. Borrow 300 from the Templars. Borrow 300 from the Jewish merchants. We're going to do that. Oh, okay. The Ilkhanate has converted to being Sunni, apparently. Interesting. Okay, so that's bought me some time. We'll have to repay that at some point, but... Fight me, England! Fight me! Fight me! Come on, I'll have you! Fight me! Fight me! Is Scotland 2 still at war? We might have to try and call in some favours here. Yeah, Scotland 2 is unlikely to join me. But the Duke of Deheubarth, maybe? Maybe? We'll try and call somebody in that might be able to help out a little bit. No. Okay. This is a short answer to that. I've not had a high degree of success trying to call people in to help with my fights. So much for allies. Okay, this is... Oh, it's my daughter. Shall we pack her off to... who's got good stats and decent traits? She's actually alright. Let's go for her. Right, so the army, we're still reinforcing, which is good. We just, I don't fancy my, I've got more numbers than them now, but I don't want to be in that same position of attacking into a terrain disadvantage. The assassins resurface. Okay. So I think that's a thing that's like you can do things with them now. They're doing things with the next big patch of CK2. I think the assassins are part of it and other things. This is going to be improved stewardship event, so we'll read the mysterious book and see what happens, and hope I get more stewardship skill. I probably should have gone for more martial skill, actually. Okay, so actually, let's just march them back into York. We should be able to easily re-siege. The Golden Horde has now converted to being Shiite. Okay, everyone's converting to Muslim factions of one way or the other. Oh, how do they have many more defenders than I thought they would? Don't know. We could try and force it anyway, which might be a bit risky. Might be a bit risky. Okay, that's cost us a few troops, but we've gone through. There we go. That was, they didn't have many defenders. Richmond, I don't think Richmond and Scarborough fell to us to begin with, so yeah, we're now back in the position we were before. Only now I'm severely running out of money. But, it's fine. It's fine. Once the retinue's fully reinforced. Oh, Duke of Lothian's died. The Dukes are dropping at a rate of knots at the moment. Earl of Foix. Okay. He's fairly able. Son. Okay, there we go. Matad. Prince Matad of Scotland. It's almost a pity I'm not fake Scottish, but it's just a sign of laziness on Caption Guy's part if he hasn't bothered to go and... Like, if he changed all the characters from being Scottish to fake Scottish. We need them to fight us soon. Otherwise, I'm going to have to dismiss these mercenary companies, and then we've got... Oh, what? It's ended because... Cassius Belli no longer... Oh, the Prince Bishop of Durham died. So, yeah, having wanted to avoid things that were massive wastes of time and money in France, we instead had a massive waste of time and money right at home in the British Isles. Well done. So we've also, I mean, that's come at a cost of about 1,000 retinue troops. Wasn't that such a good idea? Whose bright idea was that? Whose brilliant plan was it to declare war on England at this point? I don't know, but we're going to fire that guy. Oh, also, oh. Okay, that's 2 of my French vassals who, I don't know. We don't care that much if they do declare for independence. We might just let them do it and screw them. So yeah, we've also incurred a bunch of negative modifiers with my vassals through having raised troops. So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up there. This was a terrible episode for Scotland. It was a terrible episode for me. I mean, it might have been quite entertaining to watch me face planting like that, but in terms of advancing Scotland's goals, we're kind of back where we started, except a lot poorer and with fewer troops and with angrier vassals. So yeah, I'm feeling Caption Guy will enjoy the episode, if nothing else. So hopefully you have enjoyed this, and if you have, you can leave any comments below, you can hit the like button, you can sub to my channel if you haven't already, and as always, stay tuned for more.